As you may recall, there was a frightening threat involving Cleveland City Schools last week. And when it comes to threats like that, how do officials determine whether they're for real?
Local 3's Xavier Harris spoke with the Cleveland Chief of Police and the CEO of TDR Technology Solutions. He tells us how their software can cut down the number of threats on schools.
Chief Mark Gibson with the Cleveland Police Department says as technology continues to evolve, his department has to stay on their toes when it comes to any school threat. That's one of the reasons several schools across the Cleveland School District were shut down last week.
That communication and training is key, and that's one of the things that we really try to focus on.
Thursday, Cleveland City Schools had to be shut down because an email was sent to top administrators threatening 6 schools.
Once we see that threat, we start communicating and involving pretty much our whole department, from our community relations unit, our school resource officers, our special investigations unit, our intelligence unit.
Chief Gibson says with technology advancing, they are able to track down threats faster. Don Beeler, CEO of TDR Technology Solutions, works with school districts across the country on security technology. The company tracks school threats and says the internet makes it difficult to find the source of those threats.
Today's environment, Congress, the FCC, there's been changes in the last 2 years that make it to where they typically find the person that does a threat like this within a few days.
He says his company even built a software that prevents fake calls from coming in.
It looks at the call patterns historically. It looks at known good callers, and then it makes those decisions as to who to allow and who not to allow through.
While the Cleveland City School District does not use the software, they were able to find who they say is responsible, a 9-year-old student. The school released a statement shortly after the student was arrested saying in part, quote, "We want to express our sincere gratitude to the diligent investigators from the Cleveland Police Department who swiftly identified the student responsible for these emails and determined them not to be credible." Now, Chief Mark Gibson wants other students to know making threats can land you in big trouble.
They could go into custody and go into state's custody, just depending on the severity of the threat or the type of history that the juvenile or the child has.
Chief Gibson says while they don't get school threats often here in the Cleveland area, he says when they do, they take them serious. Reporting in Cleveland, I'm Xavier Harris, Local 3 News.